Brokered deposits allow banks to acquire new funds and then use the funds to make loans within their local community. This avoids the various costs incurred when funds are only solicited locally. Brokered deposits are also an inexpensive alternative to borrowing from the Federal Home Loan Bank and are almost always less expensive than online CD listing services. It's important to become familiar with the 6 documents required in the underwriting and issuance process of a Depository Trust Company or DTC eligible CD. The main document is the Brokerage Agreement. The Brokerage Agreement establishes policies and procedures to issue a certificate of deposit. There are warrants and representations that the issuing bank makes to Finance 500 and warrants and representations that Finance 500 make to the issuing bank. This document must be signed and returned to Finance 500. Next is the Letter of Representation, which references DTC's operational arrangements. This document must also be signed. Then Finance 500 submits it to DTC. DTC countersigns the Letter of Representation, and Finance 500 then emails the countersigned Letter of Representation to the issuing bank. A terms agreement is created for each individual CD and puts into writing specific terms such as settlement date, maturity date, coupon, payment frequency, all-in cost, and so forth. Each individual CD requires this document to be signed and sent back to Finance 500. Approximately 2 to 3 business days before the settlement date, Finance 500 will prepare a master certificate for each CD issuance. These are submitted to the bank for review and execution. A designated officer must sign each master certificate, which must then be sent overnight directly to DTC. Finance 500 also requires a fax or PDF of the signed master certificate. Accompanying the master certificate is a settlement sheet that reiterates the master certificate's details, including helpful information and answers to commonly asked questions. The CD disclosure statement is for information purposes only. Similar to an investment's prospectus, the CD disclosure statement describes the FDIC-insured CD in detail. All purchasers of portions of the CD receive this document and should file it. Finally, any registered brokerage firm that participates with Finance 500 in the CD issuance and sells portions of the CD to their clients must execute a selling group agreement. By signing the selling group agreement, these registered brokerage firms agree to comply with the policies, procedures and regulations, including all anti-money laundering statutes, as they pertain to the sale of CDs by FNRA and the SEC. This is an informational document only. Upon approving the CD underwriting package, the issuing bank sends the brokerage agreement and the DTC letter of representation to Finance 500 as a fax, PDF, or in hard copy. These are the documents required in the underwriting and issuance process of a Depository Trust Company brokered certificate of deposit. Call Finance 500 at our toll-free number or contact us via our website to request a complete brokered deposit packet.